Yo, they actually updated the SSR pool. Yo, low key, man, we low key gonna have to go hard in the paint this World Tournament. It actually goes perfectly with the whole theme that is coming up of the Universe 6 event, and also, of course, you can't forget about the fact that new super cool Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku about to come through. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Past 2 weeks, light on Dokkan. Very light on Dokkan. I don't think I even made a Dokkan related video for the past like 2 weeks. Reason being is because I'm a Pokemon man. I've been playing Pokemon like crazy, right? I've been playing a lot of fucking games as of late that is not Dokkan related. By the way, shout out to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I thought it was a good game, and then they fixed it on me. They made me realize that game is. So with that being said, I kind of came to a realization myself, like, in terms of the games that I play, and, as much as I'd like to lie to myself and be like, mobile games is for assholes, what are you, a fucking dickhead if you play that shit, I might as well just come out the closet and say it now. I play a lot of mobile games. I've played, Pokemon Masters recently. That's actually been pretty fun. I've played Naruto Blazing in the past. I never tried Legends, and I'm kind of happy that I didn't with the recent news that came out with them. One Piece Treasure Cruise, I tried it for like a day. Fucking Bleach Brave Souls, I tried it for like a day. Point I'm trying to make is I've played mobile games pretty somewhat heavily, and it's kind of weird because, again, I never really thought that this was fun in any capacity, but as time has gone on, I found myself surprisingly really liking mobile games, and especially Dokkan. Dokkan is like, it's very weird how much I like Dokkan, because even the past week before all the news came out about the Universe 6 update, the new Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku, the fact that Bergamo is going to become a god amongst men. I play Dokkan almost on a daily basis, even if it's, for the past 2 weeks, it's been very light where I sign in, play the daily, log out. And plus, I got a job, unfortunately, so there's only so many hours in a day. But I've always liked Dokkan. I always fuck around with it. I always enjoyed it. And I think that, for me, the reason why I still play it, and I don't know if for most people this is a common theme as to why they still play it, because, like I said, I played this from fucking release week, and I still play it quite heavily, is that, first of all, the game is pretty fucking fun. Like, the gameplay aspect of it, like, one thing that people used to make fun of, including myself to a degree, is the actual gameplay, because basically you're popping bubbles, you know what I mean? That's the core gameplay. But that's not really the core gameplay when it comes to team composition, when it comes to strategy, etc., etc. It's actually fun. It's surprisingly fun. And for me, it's always been a thing where I'm like, alright, it's kind of like, oh my god, I low-key want to fucking... Hold up. Wait a second. I want to give all these orbs to the new Easy A Goku Black. But yeah, for me, it's always been about the gameplay. I know obviously this is a gacha game, so people like the new cards. That is true to a degree, especially with the new cards that come out with like the super attack animations. That's crazy. Like, ever since Kaioken Goku came out, I pretty much almost shit my pants with every animation. I think the coolest new animation card is probably the cooler that's on JP. That looks really cool, honestly. So that's another reason why I do like the game. They do actually make the content better over time. Like, the super attacks used to be so basic, and they could have kept it basic. Like a lot of games where they just keep the same shit going, like Naruto Blazing for like, 2 years, nothing has really changed in that game. But they actually do a lot of quality of updates. Like, for example, what I just mentioned, like, they don't have to, listen, they do not have to make Bergamo a god card. Like, he's just some asshole who came out a million years ago. They could have been like, alright, whatever, we got a new card, here you go fuck yourself. But I think Dokkan has done a pretty good job of balancing really new and cool cards and also giving life to old cards. So, when you look at the whole concept of EZAs, they don't have to exist. EZAs don't have to be in the game, but they make the game way more fun and way more interesting. And again, before there was always the hope that your card would get a Dokkan Awakening. For example, Oob. Everyone's like, Oob is a piece of shit. He's a piece of garbage. Same thing with Xenotrunks. People are like, he's a fucking piece of shit. And then they kind of got new life breathed into him with their initial Dokkan Awakenings, where Xenotrunks became an AoE unit. I never fucking got to experience that, but some people had fun. And then Oob became less of a piece of shit and actually became somewhat good. And then the same is true with EZAs. EZAs is basically kicking that up to another notch. Now, some units come out like free-to-play free, and that's, again, another good thing about this game. It is very free-to-play friendly. Like, if you wanted to play this game just free-to-play, you can do a majority of the events, and it's fun. Like, it's not boring. It's not grindy. And you never really feel, at least for me, you know, a lot of the events are, you know, catered to free-to-play cards. At least when it comes to story. There are some events where it's like, oh, you need X and Y unit in order to do better. But there's not so many stages and modes in this game where you have to be super free, super pay to win in order to enjoy it. But yeah, like I was saying with the whole EZA concept, obviously there's new units that come out that are usually free to play that get EZAs, which make it cool and it makes it more fun. But really, the thing that makes people really look forward to EZAs is that old units that most people have, like, they're not that uncommon at this point. Super Saiyan Vegeta, which just got an EZA on JP. Super Saiyan Gogeta, which was a holy fucking shit moment for most people, because it basically gives people a chance to enjoy that card in a new setting while having it from a long time ago. So, for example, for me, Super Saiyan Gogeta, the STR one, I got him way after he was OP. So, like, I got him way, way after. And I never got to experience in Dokkan that golden age of when people had Super Saiyan Gogeta. Like, it was a period of time where Gogeta just ran shit, and, like, I didn't get to experience that. The same thing is true in a lot of things in this game, where the time has gone on where you kind of miss out on certain things. You know, if you don't have, for example, when the Heroes and Villain Leader came out, if you never got the OG AGL Rose, the OG 5 Vegeta, you missed out on that era. Same is true even for certain modes in this game. That the one thing I think they could get better in this game in terms of improving and making better is what I'm playing right now. The World Tournament has not changed in a very long time, and it'd be nice to see it be a little bit different, maybe evolve to a degree and become less of a grind fest and a little bit more interesting. But, you know, even this has become a little bit better over time, where they have introduced, you know, free-to-play units and given people the opportunity to at least, you know, play in it and have it be less boring. But yeah, that is something that I have missed out on in the past. I didn't have an AoE unit for forever, and then finally I got a taste of it with the OG LR Broly, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. So that's the thing. This game does, I feel like Dokkan does a good job of making people who get lucky early on feel really good. And they also do a pretty good job of making people who got certain units or older units, you know, feel like they're part of the new meta or part of something new, and feel like you're having fun with it. Because it is, like, if you just play Dokkan and you only ever got old units, and you only never got to experience the new stuff when it came out, yeah, you can still play the game, but it's not as fun. You know what I mean? For me personally, in Dokkan, the thing that's the most attractive for me is the idea of new stuff. That's why originally I created a Japanese account, just because I wanted to see the new events. I wanted to see the new characters. I just wanted to play it and see it. And at the time, not many people were really doing JP content. But I think for me, Dokkan is like a staple game. I can't lie at this point. This game is probably the only game I've played for this long, and I've not been like, I fucking hate this game. Like, for example, like I mentioned earlier, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, a game series, you know, Call of Duty, everyone likes to shit on them, but seriously, like, they did a pretty good job this year in terms of, like, if you played that game, the gameplay-wise is pretty good, but then the developers are completely out of touch with reality and put things in the game that no one wanted or fucking cared about, and it just ends up being a piece of shit. Same is true for Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption was one of my favorite games ever. I love that game to death. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. The story was alright. The multiplayer is a piece of shit with microtransactions. Like, it's a literal fuck you. And I feel like as time has gone on, mobile games have become less of a scheme, and fucking console games have become more of a scheme. Because, yeah, gacha games in general, they're there to scheme you. They're there to, you know, fucking take advantage of, you know, the luck-based mechanics. I never really went crazy in this game, and I feel like there's no reason to. Like, even if I had $1 million and I got every unit in this game and I had a god account, then the game kind of loses its luster, and like when an LR banner comes around, you see it and you're like, all right, I already have every card on that banner. Why would I even do that? You know what I mean? Like things, you start to lose you start to lose interest in the game. I would think, at least for me. I don't know, but point I'm trying to make is that Dokkan has stayed constant and actually have improved. They didn't even need to improve, but they did improve. And I feel like in an age of console games just ripping you off and being disappointments, at least for me personally, from my experience, it's pretty nice to see Dokkan still be that rock, still be that thing that I'm interested in. Because honestly, I mean, there's been times where I've played this game and honestly, the times that I've been most disinterested in this game is just when I'm busy or doing something else, or when a new game release comes out. I actually have time to play it. You know, for example, Christmas, my intention is to play the new Jedi game because surprisingly, EA, out of all the publishers, they actually made a game that isn't a scheme. Shout out to Respawn Entertainment. And that's interesting, but I don't know. It's for me. It kind of dawned on me like for the past, especially now, for the past 2 weeks, I've been playing Pokemon. I've been playing some games with my friends, and I have not played Dokkan heavily every day like I usually do. And it's not like I play that heavy. I mean, at the most, I probably spent 3 hours on the game, which is nothing if you're a real gamer and drink that real gamer juice. Hold up, let me take a sip of my Mountain Dew. I'm recharged on the gamer juice, guys. Don't worry. But yeah, I think for me, it's been kind of a realization how much I like this game, and I really hope that the game continues to be a staple for gacha games. And like I mentioned a little earlier in terms of the DB Legends scheme, if you don't know, basically DB Legends added something where if you have multiple dupes in a card, and it's 5 or more, they just make a god tier. They make it like 14 or something like that, which was the old maximum. But if you had like 2 or 3, they basically told you to go fuck yourself. So that, to give you a perspective of what this is, imagine, and by the way, DB Legends is way more player versus player based, so this is more of a big deal for them. That's like, imagine if in Dokkan you had 3 dupes in your card, and if you have 3 dupes, they make a new system where you can have 10 dupes, and if you have 3 or more, they'll just give it to you. Here's 10. But if you had 2 dupes, they basically tell you, go fuck yourself, go get another 8. It's kind of like that. Again, in Dokkan that would suck, but it wouldn't be the end of the world, whereas in DB Legends, when everything is like PvP based, I could only imagine how annoying that is. But yeah, the reason why I even mention it is because, again, Dokkan has been kind of like a exemplary force in terms of not scheming their customer base. Like, you know, Dokkan is fairly free-to-play friendly. They're fairly nice in terms of, you know, sometimes they'll give you step-up banners, sometimes they'll give you, you know, 3+1s, you know what I mean? It's a scheme. At the end of the day, it's a scheme. But me personally, I really feel like the people who make this game, Akatsuki, like, I feel like they're just good game developers because they're not scumbags. Like, they actually care about quality of life updates, and like, the more money they get, they actually do make improvements. They do make it more fair. I played this game, fuck it, if you saw this game release week, you'd be like, this is the most scheme fucking game I've ever seen in my life. I never want to play it. And the fact that the only reason I play it is because Dragon Ball Z characters are in it. Now, yeah, I mean, honestly, let's be honest, if this was a Dragon Ball Z, I probably would lose interest. But it is a good game. It does have good things attached to it. It is fun. And I think that has a lot to do with the studio that develops it, because, you know, people have seen, like, people have literally dropped fucking Naruto Blazing. Naruto Blazing is non-existent on YouTube at this point. I have not seen any fucking Naruto Blazing content pop up in my feed at all. Like, Kabuki dropped that game. He's just like, fuck it. Fuck this game. Which, by the way, if I was him, I don't know if I would drop it, because he was, like, that guy was sucked into that fucking game. Like, he was deep into that game. Like, that guy was the god of that game. That's like if you ever played RuneScape, OG RuneScape, you know Zazima? That's like if Zazima dropped the game. You're like, holy shit, Zazima dropped the game? So, the fact that people like Kabuki, people who actually like the game, are dropping it, means that people are just fed up with the bullshit that are in it. And I have to admit, me personally, I still log in. I play one or two events, but that game is so clunky. That game is so unoptimized. That game is so, like, I feel bad for people who play that game, because I'm a big Naruto fan. I'd say next to Dragon Ball Z, Naruto is a close second. You know, it fluctuates in my mind sometimes. You know, it's like 1A and 1B. And it sucks for people who play that game because I look at the subreddit and it's depressing sometimes just seeing like all the bullshit they do, and like I don't play that game enough to be crying, but it's something that you feel empathy and you're like, holy shit, that's fucking sad. So for me, the reason why I like Dokkan so much is because they continually incorporate old stuff with new stuff. They give you easy A's, they give you awakenings, they give you things that give you new purpose for the game, even if you don't have something that is net new with easy A's and awakenings. They give opportunities to get different things. They have the coin system where if you get shafted a million times, you know what? Hey, save your coins, stupid, and fucking get, the Go Bros in, I don't know what, 2025. And they have a bunch of different opportunities to at least give you a chance of, kind of having a little bit of a taste of the whale lifestyle. And definitely, I got to say, Dokkan has been very good in terms of, like, new content, especially even coming up now in the next, 3 or 4 days with this exclusive new Global first, or maybe Global then JP, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. That's really cool. That's really, nice. And it does add a certain flair of fun to the game, because for me, one of the reasons why, like, people who main JP, why that low-key is, like, really, really, like, intoxicating, is that you get new content, you know what I mean? Stuff you've never seen before. And that's why I like certain things, like when LR Gohan came out on JP and Global. It was kind of cool to see something new on Global and JP. And that's why a large reason why I did not do the LR banner, the Step Up banner, is because I would rather just have something net new. And I would rather just try to get to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku or Hit. Dude, if they don't put Hit on that banner, that's crazy. There's no way Hit is not on that banner, but if he wasn't, I'd be like, I'd take everything back. I'd be like, Dokkan, how dare you disrespect me? But I think that this game is really good, and it's pretty crazy because this is 4 years out, right? How many games do you know that 4 years later, you like it more than the day you started? Like, this game, ever since the 2-year anniversary onward, it's been making really big improvements. And I feel like if they get more funding and they put more organization into it and they get more kind of austere in their organization in terms of updating multiple parts of this game and not just a few. And by the way, again, they do good updates. It's just, certain things they don't update. For example, quest stages have been updated in 2 years, which, people aren't crying about because, who the fuck plays the story anyway, except for me? I love that story. Trunks, I hope you find your fucking spaceship, stupid. But it's one of those things where I feel like this game could be a lot better with the more resources that they are given. But, that was just kind of a moment for me to reflect on something and really realize that this game is fucking god tier. Console games. If you're a console gamer, go kill yourself. I'm going to go kill myself after this. And for me, Dokkan is king, bro. I don't see any game coming close to this. For a second, I thought DB Legends was gonna fucking usurp the power of Dokkan, but let's be honest. Like, at the end of the day, Dragon Ball Z, it's an interesting concept. The gameplay in DB Legends is fun, but you treat your player base like a piece of shit, and you're only gonna end up pushing them away. So, at the end of the day, Dokkan, god tier, good game, and you already know. Hold up, let me show you something. Let me give you another reason. Let me give you another reason why this game is god tier. Let me show you something real quick. I want to show you something, right? You see that nigga Bergamo? You see that man right there? You see how I have him sitting in my box? That man's about to get the fuck off the bench and get back in this game. He's about to blow people's assholes out.